Well, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final and potentially the last game of the season if we can end this thing in 6 and take home back-to-back cups. Let's have our best game of the season here and let's end it and let's not go back to Alberta. Well, it's Game 6. Game 5 was not a pretty game and we're now down 3-2 in this series. But if we win here, we win in Florida, we're going to go back to Alberta with a chance to win the Stanley Cup. But we need to play our best game of the season. My goodness, Bobrovsky is keeping us in this game right now. If not for Bobrovsky, it might be 1-0 Edmonton already. Reinhardt's got it. He makes a move. What? Windmills and shoots and scores. That's Reinhardt. He did the same thing Marchand did in Game 5. Walks all over Bouchard and Ekholm, puts it past Stuart Skinner, and the Panthers, after surviving an early storm, are up 1-0. Thank you, Sam Reinhart. I'm telling you, this guy would be a difference maker on the Buffalo Sabres right now. How did we trade him for a first and Levi? How? You gotta be kidding me. We have chance after chance after chance early on. And then the Panthers come in, Reinhart makes a few beautiful moves, and they score. And now we're down 1-0. What is it with this team not being able to play well in the first period in the Stanley Cup Final? Well, I guess we're going to go into the intermission up 1, so that's going to be pretty good. Lewis Strand's got it. He waits in the zone, drops it to Tkachuk. Tkachuk shoots, scores! Tkachuk! He's doing it again! He did it in Game 4 in this building, and now he's doing it again. Tkachuk with a blast puts on past Bobrovsky. We're up 2-0. Another 2-goal first period for the Florida Panthers. I'm telling you, as much as I would have liked to keep Tkachuk and Bennett, seeing Tkachuk and the Edmonton Oilers is so exhilarating. We were 46 seconds away from only being down 1-0 and now we're down 2-0. Why? What is it with this team giving up so much back-breaking late goals in the first period? We are being outscored in the first period 13-4 in the Cup Final. How? Well, that was a really good first period. We scored the first goal after an early Edmonton push, and then we scored the late goal. Now we're up 2-0. 40 minutes away from the cup. You gotta be kidding me. Like, we need a much better period than that if we're gonna have any chance of taking this back to Game 7. And there's been no penalties scored, so we're gonna need to do this 5-on-5, which is a scary thought. Well, it's getting later into the second period. We're still up 2-0. We got some ozone pressure here. Verhaeghe takes it, shoots! What's Skinner doing? He's not covering it. Barkov's got it, passes it, and it's off of Reinhart and in. Reinhart, again, that's his second of the game. He puts it past Skinner, and with what, 3 minutes left in the second period now, we're up 3-0. We have a 3-0 lead for the third straight game against Edmonton. They can't even do anything about it. And we're not blowing a lead like we did 2 games ago in this building. I'm telling you, if we had Reinhart, things would be so different. Imagine a 40 or 50 goal scorer, along with Thompson Nazar, still 40 goal scorer on this team. Like, it would have been so different. I mean, Luke is already doing well, so do we really need Levi? Like, come on, that could have been a really good deal for us. You gotta be kidding me. Skinner, what the heck are you doing there? You let the puck drop right in front of you. That can't happen. And now we're down 3-0 going into the third period. Well, we need either another one of these miracle comebacks or this is our season right now. Well, we're up 3-0 now going into the third period. We hold on in the third period. We keep on pushing. We make sure the Edmonton Oilers can't get anything going. We're going to be Stanley Cup champions in 20 minutes. Pulling the goalie with 7 minutes left. Let's try and make the most of this. Defense is no face-off draw and we win it. And they can't get anything going. We get it out. Barkov, he's got it to Reinhart. Reinhart should score. Reinhart. Playoff hat trick for Sam Reinhart. Last year in Game 7 on home ice, he got the game-winning goal that won us the Stanley Cup. At this point, he's got a hat trick. He's got 3 of our 4 goals. This guy has clutch running through his veins. And Reinhart might have just sealed the deal with 6.5 minutes left. It's 4-0 Panthers. You know, I'm starting to really hate the Buffalo Sabres for trading with Sam Reinhart to the Florida Panthers. Oh, they're putting the goalie again. Reinhart from long distance, and he scores again. 4 goals for Reinhart. The guy's having himself a monumental game. 5-0 Panthers. With only 5 minutes to go. This game's over. We're about to be back-to-back champions. Where was McDavid? Where was Draisaitl? Where was everyone in this game? Oh, would you look at that? Puck goals and scores right after the 5th goal. Whoopee. And now with 4.5 minutes left, we're down 5-1. We need a goal every minute. And the way the Panthers are playing, I just don't see that happening. And that's it. That's game. Make it to the Stanley Cup final again. We get the chance to redeem ourselves after last year. And we lose in 6 games instead of 7. You've got to be freaking kidding me. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to get back next year. Like, how is that possible? It was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be like Gretzky and Crosby, where they lose one and then they win the next one. And I don't know. And we win! We are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions! And the Florida Panthers are going to win the Cup again. And it's going to stay in the state of Florida for the 4th time in 6 years. You gotta love it. Florida hockey is coming. We win next year. We're a dynasty, baby. You gotta be kidding me. All of the season acquisitions worked out fantastically. Marchand had himself a series. Bennett had himself a series. Reinhart had himself a series. And now Bennett's won the Conn Smythe, and we are Stanley Cup champions. I'm telling you, Corey Perry, come join us. You've lost in 5 out of the last 6 Stanley Cup finals. Join us. That way we can at least guarantee we'll make it to the Stanley Cup final next year. But come on, finish your career where you started. We're going to definitely make the playoffs next year. And don't worry, everyone in the Western Conference will end the Edmonton Oilers. So we get the Florida Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk, who got the game-winning goal and the series-clinching goal, and Sam Bennett, who won the Conn Smythe. I'm happy that the Florida Panthers ended the Edmonton Oilers' opportunities to get a Stanley Cup. I'm just not happy that Tkachuk and Bennett are not doing this with us and instead doing it with the Panthers. I'm telling you, next year will be different. Off-season, add a lot of pieces, Marner, Ehlers, things like that. We're going to be better next year. We're finally going to get out of round 1 and we're going to beat the Edmonton Oilers. Trust me, next year will be different. Well, at least the Edmonton Oilers didn't win the Stanley Cup final, which is good. But Brad Marchand won another Stanley Cup with Florida, which is bad. So there's really no one to cheer for me in this Stanley Cup final. So hopefully Foote can fix all of our problems. Paris has a better year next year. We can go to the playoffs and maybe to the Stanley Cup final next year. Well, 2 things. 1, this is the first hat-trick in the Stanley Cup final clinching game since Mark Stone did it just a couple of years back. So yes, we made Florida into the team they were. And 2nd, we are still the only Pacific Division team to have won the Stanley Cup since we came into the league in 2018. That's a record that I'm going to hold dearly for as long as I can. Yes, the Edmonton Oilers didn't win the Stanley Cup. After what they did to us in the Western Conference Final, that's what they deserve. And now, maybe we can make the right moves this offseason so we can get to the Stanley Cup final next year. I mean, it's not like we haven't tried. I can't wait for us to make our first Stanley Cup final appearance. Like, we've been in the NHL for 25 years. You'd expect us to have at least at some point been able to get to the Stanley Cup final. I'm telling you, we get the Florida Panthers next year. We're beating them in round 1. We're dynasty killers. We did it with Tampa 2 years ago. We'll do it with Florida again this year. Trust me, we are going to end the Florida Panthers if we get them in round 1. No chance they're going to be able to have any sort of a comeback. Look at that. Now the Florida Panthers are breaking into a potential dynasty. We weren't able to do that. We were so close. We had Stanley Cup win, Stanley Cup win, Stanley Cup loss, and since then haven't been able to get out of round 1. Had we just gone past the Maple Leafs that 2023 season, maybe we could have been a dynasty. But you know what? No, we weren't able to do that. I'm telling you, the next 6 years are going to be Ontario. Maybe 1 or twice is going to be the Leafs. But the Eastern Conference Trophy stayed in Florida for the last 6 years. It's going to stay in Ontario for the next 6. We just gave Florida the piece that won them the cup. Like, I don't like Florida, but I'm glad Brad Marchand did wind up winning his next cup. Do you want to come back, Marchand? They win the cup again. The last time they beat us, they at least lost the cup. This time, they won the cup and they're back-to-back champions. Like, at least we can feel a little bit better about losing in 5 games, but still, like, we should have been able to do a lot more damage than we did in that Eastern Conference Final. Well, we are Stanley Cup champions for the 2nd year in a row. Last year we did it in 7. This year we did it in 6. You gotta be loving life if you're a Florida Panthers fan. And the Florida Panthers are back-to-back Cup champions. No one can beat us. And now it's time to prepare in the off-season for a three-peat.